thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't.
Alrighty, well, as you can tell, I think we all can tell, this is probably one of the worst episodes any of us as fans, as content creators, as human beings have to do, which is unfortunately start off by saying rest in peace to one of the most creative, the most genius, the most innovative, an icon, a true legend, taken way too soon, Bray Wyatt. As if you now have realized or have not known, but Bray Wyatt unfortunately has passed away due to it seeming like a heart attack. There's a lot of speculations on the true cause of death as of right now, but from what a lot of people have guessed, it was just unexpected. He's 36 years old, and as we were just talking about it all before, this is terrible. There is no words. There's nothing to say. There's no comment or gesture or great thing we could talk about to make this saddened day a little bit less sad. We lost an absolute incredible athlete. We can sit here for days talking about his genius mind of how he's worked between Wyatt family, from Husky Harris and NXT to his roles as the Fiend, as a babyface, as a true heel, to his captivating moments as a champion, to his fatherhood that he did for his children and how amazing of a father he was outside the ring, as well as a true role model for many of us at home as fans. I know a lot of us have come back to wrestling, like we were talking about before, because of Bray Wyatt, and how it has made us feel a lot more open to express ourselves and a lot more of a creative mind without feeling that shame or rejection or maybe singled out from many others because of society or whatever the case may be. But as we kind of prepare ourselves for probably the worst episode we're ever going to do, it's not because the fact that it's wrestling, it's more or less because of the situation we were all in. So throughout the whole episode, we'll be talking about Bray as well as the show and stuff. But let's, if anybody wants to start it off, the floor is yours.
Dylan, real quick, Kay is in the lobby.
Oh, okay, perfect.
And since I said that, I'll start too. Yeah, terrible day. Seen too many of these as a wrestling fan, but man, this one really gets you. Smackdown starting. I don't know if we want to.
No, I know, I see it.
Yeah, it's starting for me too.
We're gonna watch this rather than hear me talk.
We're gonna be silent a lot of this show. Normally we talk a lot. We talk about a lot of random things besides wrestling on these podcasts and stuff. But today's a different thing, and
they did a split screen in memory of Terry Funk and in memory of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Oh no, man! Wow, they're all on the stage.
I can't believe it's real.
I can't believe that he's actually gone though. Especially now.
Hey, Redbeard's there. Eric Rowan's there.
They brought him here. They flew him in.
They brought him in.
Eric Rowan's there?
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I didn't even see him.
Yeah. Right, dead center.
Dead center. Would you stop it?
Oh, there he is, right beside Triple H, man. Fuck.
look, Braun's there too. Good.
Yeah, Rowan.
Good.
Yeah.
Braun and
Oh yeah, there's Braun too.
good.
Yeah, and then there's Cody.
Yeah, good. I'm happy they're both there.
Probably.
Fuck, bro. It's getting to me already. Oh man. Another package already now.
Well, now that I think about it, I think actually the correct move to the correct opponent for LA Knight to face is, if possible, but it's the same situation as Howdy, but Rowan.
That was what I was thinking too. I was
Rowan.
just thinking that Rowan and LA Knight. If Rowan's emotionally ready too.
That or Bo Dallas.
Well, Howdy or Rowan, I wouldn't care which one.
Sorry, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I muted myself.
Look at Brody. I'm so happy they kept him in all those shots.
They have to.
Knock it off.
Man, his dad, man. God.
Knock it off. Knock it off.
Oh god, man.
World.
Oh, they got the chair.
I got it.
Oh, fuck, bro. Oh, fuck.
Man, just imagine his daughters, man. I got 5 of
Imagine
my
his
own.
fiance, man.
I
Like,
got,
they didn't even get to have the wedding either.
yeah, no, I just heard about that today.
Yeah. They weren't even husband and wife yet. They were still engaged.
Man, I got 4 daughters of my own, man. It just imagine like
It puts a
me
lot of shit in
going.
perspective.
Yeah, what I was saying before it started is just, I mean, what an inspiration! Like I said, not only for work, for your work life, for finding something you're passionate about, but for just reality, just for your life, being yourself, you know, and finding happiness in that. And I think that's what he did as a person, was he was himself and found happiness in that. And I think that's why so many of us connected with him, as we saw a person who was fully himself. You know what I mean? He was real, and I think that's what so many people saw, and that's what appealed. Uh, that's what appealed to us about him. You know, was that he
Yeah.
was a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when he
no,
came back,
this isn't just a wrestler, man. This is a guy, and
A
I
human
wanted
being.
I wanted to share a story that I didn't say to you guys or in my video yesterday. My I have a brother, and he's not into wrestling like at all. And 2019, this was when I was very huge in wrestling. This was when Bray Wyatt did his Firefly Funhouse character, and we were in the living room, and he saw the Firefly Funhouse, and he fell in love with it. Um, see eye to eye, and every week he would go into the living room with me, and um, we would watch only the segments of Firefly Funhouse, and that was it. We would only watch that because this was back when wrestling sucked, and
Yeah,
I could truly say that I got closer with my brother because of Bray Wyatt, man. I can say that. So, and I didn't say it yesterday because I knew I would cry, and you know, I
imagine
feel
like
safe saying it now. Yeah, it's
imagine like COVID going on throughout the entire time, like, and he
yeah,
was popping up right around that time when when people were stuck at home, you know, he, as you said, I had fallen out of wrestling. I had gotten to the point where I was just sick and tired. It was so predictable. Everything was happening. And Bray Wyatt came back. He was pretty much the light, as the Fireflies. And I enjoyed watching him. I would go on YouTube. I would watch every single clip he had. I would see, and I would enjoy it. And I was really, really hoping for Bray Wyatt return. And when I heard news that he was closing in, I was keeping watching everything. And then last night, I was eating. I was eating my supper, and I got on YouTube because I was gonna just watch a video while I ate, and then all of a sudden I saw it. My heart sunk. You know, I
Yeah.
saw it said Bray Wyatt had passed away, and I couldn't believe it. I said, "Man, these people were just screwing with me. They're lying.
yeah,
There's no way in heck he was supposed to be returning." And then I watched the video, and man, it just sucked. It hit hard. I texted him. I was like, "Man," I said, "Brett, did you hear Bray Wyatt passed away?" I'm like, "Man, it, it was horrible. It was a horrible night, horrible day, man."
Yeah,
yeah,
me and Asa were waiting to do the podcast. We were waiting for Wolf and Kay and everybody, and the junkies were the ones that said Bray Wyatt died, and I thought it was a joke. And then he posted the tweet of Triple H, and I was like, there ain't no way. Like I thought maybe, like we said, maybe someone hacked their shit and had Triple H say that, because it was a hacker or something, and then CNN and then
Braves.
TMZ and then
Well,
Sean Sapp, and then it just started spiraling, and I was like, holy shit. And
Oh, okay. We're getting Ray Grayson Waller. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, nah, and I just didn't feel right to move on and do a podcast. I was too upset, so
Mm.
I was just like,
Yeah.
Ray,
I
uh,
oh, you could go ahead, Wolf.
uh,
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
no,
something.
no, I'm just saying he's wearing a Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt armband. Like, you can see
Oh,
he
okay.
got BW.
But yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't want to make a video yesterday either. But I saw a bunch of YouTube videos like Horton did, and they were all talking about how Bray Wyatt positively affected them as fans. And I was like, man, I don't give a fuck if this video gets like 2 views or 100 or 1 million. I wanna talk about it. And yeah, no, that whole thing about my brother, I didn't even want to talk about it, but I was thinking about it all day, and yeah, it was true. We would only look at the Firefly Funhouse clips or when the Fiend attacks somebody, and he he actually went in the room with me as well during SummerSlam 2019, only for the Fiend versus Finn Balor.
Mm.
And man, have my brother and I just got so close like that. He's still not into wrestling, but that was the start. Was when the Fiend and the Firefly Funhouse um, existed.
Are you and your brother still closer now, though?
Yeah, yeah, no, we're horror guys now. Me and
Oh,
him,
nice. Good, good.
we watch horror movies all the time.
There you go.
Uh, oh man, Bray was incredible. Honestly, just in general, he was motivation, just and an inspiration. I admired him so much. He was one of my favorites easily. Uh, I'm a little upset that, like, a small personal gripe, that he wasn't the one to beat Taker's streak, but that he should have. He should have, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But
It sucks. I remember like when I first started wrestling, watching wrestling. It was years and years and years ago. One of my buddies actually got me into it, and I was probably about 11, 12 years old. And my first love was Undertaker. I loved the Undertaker so much. I loved watching him.
legend.
I could only watch Friday Night SmackDown. I didn't have cable. Friday Night SmackDown was my go-to. I remember the times we would sit down and watch it together. He would come over, and then as I got older, Bray Wyatt was the one that got me back into it. He was like, man, he resembled the Undertaker a whole lot with his character, how much he put into it, how much effort he put into it, and every time I think of WWE, I think of my buddy, and my buddy, he passed away not even 2 years ago,
Wow.
and he
Jesus
was hit
Christ.
by a drunk driver while he was on his moped he was driving. And every time I think of WWE, every time I think of Bray Wyatt, Undertaker, and stuff, man, I always remember my buddy. It was tough, even today.
Sorry to hear that. That is tough, man.
I man, I don't even know what to say. The thing is, like, Bray is just always incredible, and I mean, I always think of Bray when I'm just going through life, and it's like, he was great.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be sorely missed.
Yeah.
It's
Sorely
a
missed.
statement.
He already has been sorely missed while he's been gone just this little time.
Yeah.
And now we're going to miss him for who knows how much longer he had in him, 15 years, give or
Well,
take, 10, 15 years.
What's even sadder was the fact that he missed WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have faced Bobby, and no, he went through this heart issue for ever since February.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to see him at the MSG live show, and he couldn't come.
Oh.
And I bought the T-shirt that I'm wearing now, the Bray Wyatt shirt, and I wore it all day. But yeah, me and Sam, we were so excited because we found that out the day of the event. I was like, do you know that Bray Wyatt? I think it was Sam that told me. He's like, Bray's gonna be at the show we're going to. I was like, holy shit, seriously. And this would have been the first Bray Wyatt interaction for me live, and I think it would have been Sam's first too or second. And then he didn't come, and we were just like, it's still good. Like the show was still good, but that moment we could have had with Bray and the Firefly Funhouse, and even just singing the song together would have been great. Yeah, no, it's yeah, there's no words.
What shirt are you wearing?
Oh, Bray Wyatt, Revel in Fear.
All right.
Wearing the Bray Wyatt Revel in Fear shirt, the one that I got at the MSG.
Yeah, I never got to see him live.
Regarding, I mean, the only thing that makes me stay composed, I guess, is because I guess I've grown a bit used to people dying. It's just part of life. And I mean, regarding Bray, I mean, funny thing is, we gotta hurt to heal.
Yeah.
And no disrespect for Terry Funk, man. And I know how much he really, really meant to Mick Foley. And
Yeah,
I don't,
that's a big loss too. If
yeah, I
you
don't,
listen to old, like younger Funk, and you listen to Mankind
Yeah.
from Foley, you hear Funk in that. Oh, George, when him with the rat and everything in the basement and those promos and everything. It's just like, and again, I know we're very upset about Bray, and I think especially because first it was unexpected.
yeah.
I mean, this was crazy. He was very young. He's leaving behind two beautiful children, a beautiful wife to be, an amazing family, but like everybody, his friends, everything, and it's just, it's a very sad thing just for that alone. But with Terry, it's like almost unfair. I don't want to say that, but like how we got, Terry got, 79 years and everything. It's just it's so crazy how life works. Like some people will get 10 years on this planet, 5. Sometimes people get a couple of hours if they're even lucky, and it's a very sad thing that Bray was cut so short after a comeback we all saw that could have been historic and exciting. We had Uncle Howdy, we had Firefly's Funhouse coming back, we had these opportunities, and Ace and I were talking about it throughout today. Like we had these opportunities to see his light shine so bright, and it to be cut so short and unexpectedly is crazy. It's crazy, and again, like as someone who struggles with a heart issue and all of that, like it really puts a lot of shit in perspective. Like even what you were saying too, Horton. Like you have kids, and like if there ever came a time where you were in that situation, it's like, whoa, you know, you'd be missed dearly, and yeah, I could only imagine
Yeah,
if my time was cut short,
yeah, I understand
for
completely.
whatever reason.
I've been struggling with my health a good bit too. Just I got turned down from a job because my resting heart rate was way too high. My blood pressure was way too high, and
Mm,
it just makes you start
Yeah.
thinking that this could happen to me. I mean,
yeah,
I could just up one day and just kick the bucket, and what would happen with my kids? And
yeah,
I think about his wife, I think about his kids, and it sucks.
yeah. Now there's no words. There's no words.
Or
There's
he didn't
no.
even get married. He had a fiance, I think it was.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
Didn't even get married.
yeah.
Get to marry her.
That's even more heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You
Despite
know.
like religious things and stuff like that, when it comes down to marriage and stuff, I feel like she was with him.
Yeah,
They had kids together. They might hell of been married. They were
yeah,
Yeah.
married.
Yeah. I hear you.
yeah. She was there to the end, and yeah, no, she was there forever. So
I tell you, Dylan, though, you're talking about how old Terry Funk was versus how young Bray was. One of the terrible parts about Terry, though, is he had a dementia.
yeah,
So it's like he lived.
God,
He was in some of the most memorable wrestling events ever,
ever
but then he lives long enough to where he
can't even
can't
remember it.
remember.
That's like
That's
Chris
just
Hemsworth.
terrible.
Chris Hemsworth was diagnosed with dementia, and he's in the very early stages of it, or Alzheimer's.
Oh, really?
And yeah, the Thor guy, and
That's
they said that eventually what will happen is it'll eat away at his brain, and he'll just be nothing.
I
He'll
hadn't
just
heard
be a
that.
person.
Chris
And
Hemsworth.
Thor, the actor that plays Thor,
Chris
he
Hem.
was he was diagnosed like a year ago, I think,
That's
with
terrible.
How young
Alzheimer's.
is the guy?
I 30.
Crazy.
He's
Yeah.
gonna be older than that. He's
Chris
30 something
Hemsworth
at
is
least.
40.
Yeah,
Oh, 40. Okay.
that's crazy. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah. I didn't believe it either. My mom told me that.
Yeah. All
He
the
went
respect.
he went to some medical place to get something done, and the doctor said, "Do you know that you have onset Alzheimer's, and it runs in his family? It runs in his family, genetics." And now, unfortunately, he has to embark on that horrific journey of that, and it sucks because like I've seen that like firsthand with my grandma, like when she had her
Yeah, me
stroke,
too. My grandma, yeah.
and it's just like she would look at like when she was in the hospital and stuff, like she would look at you and she was looking through you. She just couldn't like she would see that you're there, but it was just like you're not there in her eyes. It's daunting. It's daunting because it's like you're there. Like I know I'm there. My grandfather knows I'm there. Doctors know I'm there. We're all here, and she's holding my hand like I'm here, but she's just looking at you like you're not here. And she would mistake relatives for other people, and yeah, like it was just on that. Same with my grandfather in the end too. Like him just looking at me one day, knowing it was me, and then for days forgetting who I was.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I've been there. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
Sucks. Terrible.
yeah. Nah, it's there's no words for any of that, and it's very sad. It's just very sad.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have to
I
give
know
all
it's a
the.
part of life, and I know this is the worst parts of life. These are the valleys that people talk about and have to go through, before they hit their hills and their peaks and stuff. But these valleys suck, like if I knew I was signing up for this shit, I would not sign up for this shit at all, like in the slightest at all. Like this is terrible. I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but it's just, if I knew this ahead of time, if I knew this is what I was signing up for, no thanks.
Yeah,
This isn't any, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. Like it's horrific. But yeah, no, it's just very sad.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen more with Terry Funk, but I do know that if it wasn't for Terry Funk, W and all the other wrestlers back when Terry was wrestling, WWE, all the other shows out there, man, it wouldn't be what it is today.
In my opinion, I think the leading stars for next Hall of Fame should be the Wyatt family. All of them.
Yeah, she should.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not just Bray, just all of them.
Harper, Strowman, yeah.
And to think about, like, too, especially to feel bad for Eric Rowan, he's the last one of that original trio.
Yep.
I'm really glad they brought him.
Yeah, same.
I really hope he's LA Knight's opponent tonight. I really
Same.
do.
that shows WWE can put the competition behind them, and
Yeah, put that bullshit aside for a second.
Brawling Brutes versus Street Profits tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because, like, with Bray, like, I stopped watching around 2010, and I didn't know anything about Bray. I got reintroduced to Bray 2020 with that match against him and Cena.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that
what
one
the
was
fuck
sick.
is this? This makes no sense. Why is he the wrestler and the referee? Where did Cena go? How did he disappear? What the hell is this call? What are we talking about here? And then and it's funny because Sam's the guy that got me back into it. He was like, no, you gotta go back and watch Bray. So I was like, okay. So then I watched him as the Wyatt family, and like Willie, like myself, like I know you guys from No Bones, we're horror fans. So him bringing that, like, Kane meets Undertaker meets The Conjuring mixture of creativeness together was like, oh, you're different. You are very interesting.
Oh yeah.
And he's singing. Then he has people singing. Then he has the boy and the choir. And he has all these, like, really illuminating, haunting, like, visuals. And the idea of this rocking chair is this portal into this realm of, like, total abyss that you don't know if you're making it out alive in any type of sanity capacity. So it's just like this whirlwind of craziness, and it's like at one point it's hard to keep up, and then you kind of catch up, and he's like 10 steps ahead of you again, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on? Then he brings the Fiend into it, and it was just like, it was so different. It was a very different thing. The point being, it was a very different experience of introducing a wrestler to the public in this different time frame. And I think that's what drew a lot of people back into wrestling, because it's like we saw Kane, we saw Mankind, we saw The Undertaker. Those were like the horror, the Boogeyman. Those were the horror characters of the WWE. There wasn't really scary people. There wasn't people, like, coming out of the ring. Or,
Don't leave out
let
Papa
'em in.
Shango. Don't leave out Papa Shango now.
Oh yeah, Papa Shanga, yeah. But, like, besides those ones, there was no one that mixed all of that and that intellectual intention of being different together, and just being like, here's the package. But it's not a full package. It's like 10%. Because the rest of it's going to be divvied out for X amount of years, because there's a longer story to this. And Bray, to Horton's point, to Willie's point, bringing him and his brother together, bringing Horton back into the mixture, bringing Wolf back in. Like that was the point. That was the package that Bray gave you. That was the point of Bray Wyatt. He wanted you to come back to wrestling because of him and this creative nuance that
Well, that's what I was going to say. Me too. I had
different.
some acquaintances actually from your neck of the woods, Staten Island, who were talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'd kind of gotten out of it, believe it or not. And they were talking about it, and I was like, it must be good if they watch it. And I gave it a watch. And Bray Wyatt is who caught my eye.
Yeah.
Creepy Southern cult leader. I was like,
Buddy, let's get it going.
Yeah.
Once he started singing, I got the whole world in my hands. I was like, all right, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Now I'm in. Because the lantern, the hat, the jeans, the button down. I was like, all right, this is just some like swamp guy or whatever. And then he started having people sing, and it was the lights. We were the Fireflies,
right?
And everything before the house was built. We built the house. We were more involved in the character creation than I think we even knew, with how he made us a part of that without even doing it. He built the house, and it was like, great, cool. What are we calling it? Well, I didn't build it. Y'all built it. It was the Firefly Funhouse for a reason. He was maybe Mr. Rogers, but like we put the bricks in. We did all of that hard work.
Oh, now
doing all of that.
Aw.
Yeah,
they're showing all the tributes.
Oh.
Yeah, he put the entertainment into WWE. That's what
Did you hear what Miro said?
Yeah.
Did you hear what Miro said? Miro made a video.
Yeah.
Miro had an amazing video. He said, he remembers working with Bray when Undertaker was training a lot of the newcomers back in 2012, I think.
2010, I think he said.
2010, and he goes, yeah, I remember just taking bomb after bomb after bomb till Undertaker thought Bray's, move was perfect. Okay, now it's perfect at everything. And he goes, then he'd pull you aside and be like, I got this idea.
Oh, Finn Balor.
That's different. I think this
LA Knight is facing
could be
Finn
interesting
Balor tonight.
Oh, yay.
Why?
I have no fucking clue.
Well, Finn and him had a moment.
Yeah, I guess.
And LA Knight was his last guy.
Yeah, LA Knight was the last.
Oh, yeah.
Was the last match. Finn Balor was
first.
technically the
also-
Fiend's first match.
I also like the fact that we're not involving Hit Row, even though that was really like the last.
That was really Bray's
the
last
last of Bray's stuff with Uncle Howdy. Like
Uncle Howdy should help LA Knight beat Finn.
Yes. Now
Howdy.
that's how you end.
It would
the
be
show
interesting
off.
to see Finn bring back the Demon to fight LA
Just
Knight.
for that.
But I have a feeling that he would.
Because you could literally have Uncle Howdy be like, you had balls in that pitch black match. You earn my respect.
Right.
So the thing is, another thing that I saw like just now, I don't know if anyone else saw, but at
I've been trying to
Payback,
stay off social media all day. It's been too sad.
at Payback, there will be a Grayson Waller effect.
Oh yes, I saw that.
featuring Cody Rhodes.
I
Which
don't
is
even
so
know why.
dumb.
Yeah, why
That's
are
so
they taking
fucking
pay-per-view
dumb.
time for that?
There's no reason for that, bro.
I don't know.
But
Watch those
again,
with you. And
to
No,
nail home the
it's
point.
just something with Waller, and I don't even know who Cody would bring, or if anyone would feud with Cody. Or the only person I can think of is like, no, I don't know.
Yeah, because I thought Grayson Waller was supposed to start something with John Cena.
Yeah,
Yeah, they said John was supposed to be coming back soon.
Yeah, next week or the week after. Week after, I think.
Maybe they might push it.
I'll be right back. I need to use the bathroom.
No problem.
I can't believe they're doing any new content tonight.
I don't know if anyone's noticed, but Dakota Kai hasn't said a single word since he's been back.
Yeah, Dakota Kai's just there.
Like, I just noticed he didn't say a single word that entire interview. She was just like,
She was just like making those like anime girl faces.
That's okay too. You know what I mean? That's okay too. So
and I like how
we gotta simp over certain people. All right, so
I
we'll
like
simp
how
over Dakota Kai
Bailey
tonight.
is sporting the
Bray
Bray
armband.
Wyatt. Not just that, but the pants too.
Oh, I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah, the colors and everything.
Oh yeah, look at that, red and black.
Fiend colors.
Yeah.
Man,
I still can't believe it though.
I'm in shock.
Man, it just
I'm in shock.
I was contemplating yesterday, thinking like, you know, my hope was that Bray was going to come back, and then I was thinking when I found out about that, I was like, man, I don't know if I can continue watching. I don't know if I can get back into it. I don't know.
Well, you got us, so don't leave us. All right. You know, you got us over here.
Yeah, we still got all in to get through.
Oh yeah, that ought to be.
I still got to get started
of the week.
watching all that. I got to see what's going on over in AEW. I haven't really watched it much.
You missed a good week, I tell you that. You missed a good Dynamite.
Oh yeah, Dynamite was very, very good.
And Collision, I want to give everyone a heads up now. I think this Collision is taped.
It is. They taped it already.
That's what I thought. Okay, because I saw on TikTok on Tuesday a CM Punk grabbing Terry Funk's sign saying "Long live Terry Funk," and I was like, "Oh, that means it's taped."
Zelina Vega.
I was like, "Ah, shit!" Like, but I mean, it makes sense because, like, you know, they're all in London at this point now. Like, you know,
I think Zelina spray painted Bray on her arm.
well, why don't you just get a band?
Yeah, I know.
That's just.
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense. But all right. Hey, you live and you learn, you know? You live and you learn. So. All right. I, too, am just going to use the restroom real quick. So feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
It's always for a title match, and it's always for the women that everyone goes to the washroom.
Make me look to be the bad guy, all right? Don't make me look like I'm the bad guy here.
Yeah,
leave it at the just because I've been eating Burger King all day, and now all of a sudden it wants to karate chop my lower extremities at this fucking time doesn't mean I'm the bad guy here, all right?
Come on, we
all
know that.
Out there, people. I cheer for the women. I love my ladies, all right? I love all my ladies.
We're on now while there's commercials on.
Hurry.
Well, then go. There's commercials. Hey,
go do my thing and come
then
back.
Then go. You're gonna miss the women's match then if you don't go right now.
Hey, I'm gonna miss it anyway.
No, you're not.
Well, we all know though who's gonna win this match anyway. So
yeah, there's no point.
I hate it. So
Zelina Vega is not gonna become the new WWE Women's Champion.
Yeah, they got too much more in store for Io Sky. So.
It'll make her cash in pointless anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe they're doing new content tonight. I wouldn't have done that at all. It's going back and forth between the two. You know.
Yeah, no. If I was booking, this would have been primarily a Terry Funk / Bray Wyatt tribute show.
Yeah, like maybe one match, 2 matches. That's it, and then highlight shows.
But you have people that paid for tickets.
Well, they can fucking deal with it.
I mean,
someone's dead.
I understand.
They can have an empty arena. They can have an empty arena. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Do it at the Performance Center.
What is up with these watermelon heads?
I guess when Owen Hart died, they did a show the very next night.
Yeah, they did like a full blown. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a show the night he died.
His blood was on the fucking ring, and they did the show.
That's true. Show must go on.
No, that was a crime scene. That show should not have gone.
Yeah, because it's weird that it's like, especially for like the Jimmy segment, that got cut. But stuff like Mysterio and Waller and this match didn't get cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird.
Well, the Jimmy segment, that wasn't a match, right?
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened either, but okay. I'm back. Did the women's match already happen and that was that quick?
No,
Yes, it's over.
no, Fiend stuff.
Oh, they're showing
Hey, look, there's a QR code.
Fiend's debut. Yeah.
They're showing it.
Oh, the QR code. Fuck.
Red Lantern.
Oh, I was too late. Fuck you. It was probably just linked to a video of the Fiend's
Yeah.
debut.
Remember when
Yeah.
Fiend debuted?
For,
Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
the Fiend makes the
About
first
Terry
entrance.
Jones
Oh.
That's my favorite moment in wrestling.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something you can go and buy or something,
Yeah.
but it was.
That was what I thought too. I thought it was like
I'm most likely gonna buy a shirt or something for Bray.
Yeah, I'll probably.
Like I said, I'm seriously considering starting a GoFundMe for Bray as well, just to run it for like a few weeks or something or a month, just for all of us podcasters and stuff. I know, there's the WWE thing and there's already a GoFundMe or whatnot, but for us smaller content creators or whatnot that maybe don't follow Sean Sapp or what have you and want to contribute, I think it's only right to do that and everything. So, like I said, I know there's so many already out there, so it's not like,
It's so acrobatic.
we'll see. I moved you two together because when you guys talk to each other and Kay's either on the bottom or Ace is on the bottom and they're talking to each other, it looks weird. So I have to put y'all two somewhat together as you guys are in real life. So,
Thank you.
yeah.
I have to say though,
very good
Near
episode.
each other at all times.
I do have to say, Io Sky has really, really impressed me over the last couple months.
Oh yeah,
She's
man.
awesome.
I've really become a good Io Sky fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's one of the best women they have.
She's one of the best
Like, when she
wrestlers
went
they
in-
have.
Yeah, when she went against Bianca Belair, man, oh boy, I was rooting for her so bad.
That was a great match.
It was a great match. She
Uh,
carried it the entire way.
I do want to say on somewhat of a lighter note, and everything, your guys' podcast was very good to listen to during this time
Oh,
for
good.
All In and AEW and stuff. So that was very nice to listen to some positive stuff because I was listening after I listened to you guys' your stuff. I was listening to Kind of Funny's in movie review of Saw. They're doing all the Saw films and stuff, including the 2 new ones. And the
But they
news
make
broke
it
of Bray
funny?
Wyatt. What?
But they make it funny.
No, it's just the name. I mean,
Oh.
they're very funny people, kind of. Like, okay, I didn't mean to make that pun, but that it's true. So Greg Miller is the reason why I got back into video games,
Yeah.
and I've been following him and the Kind of Funny company since 2013, whenever the Last of Us video game came out, because I think it was Greg that recommended it, and that's what made me buy a PlayStation 3 again. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll give it a try. Mind you, I didn't have a gaming system for 4 years, 5 years. I had nothing. I literally, all I cared about was music. That's all I did. I literally go in the basement and all I did was make music. So when Greg gave me that, I was like, okay. And then I did that. I played it, and then I just started listening to Kind of Funny all the time. So
That's cool.
I've seen them grow throughout the years for like 10 plus years now. So I've been a fan of them for a very long time. I listen to all their podcasts episodes. I watch all their videos when I'm home. Everything. So
I really admire how wholeheartedly you throw yourself into whatever you're into. You know how like music.
Thank you.
Was, like,
I call it
and,
craziness.
gaming was, and like now, like wrestling and podcasting is like
Yeah.
your whole world. That's really awesome. How you just like submerge yourself in whatever you're into.
It's called No Life. It's called being single, and you know what I mean. Like, yeah, something like that, I guess. But no, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind of you. But no, like when I do something, I go all in. I don't just dip my toe in and see how the water is and kind of wait it out till it gets warm. I kind of just I'll sit in there if it's freezing. If I become an icicle, I become an icicle. Eventually I'll thaw out and kind of swim back to the shore. But I just I dive my whole self into it. It's anything. So
Well, if our show was funny at all, we taped it before his death. Just so you know.
Yeah.
What?
But no, after listening to your guys' thing, it recommended me to a new episode of them. And I was like, all right, I have like 3 more stores to hit. I started listening to your podcast probably around like 11 this morning. So I got through the all-in predictions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into either recent Dynamite or Collision. And you guys talking about how you guys are going to do the WWE recap and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to that. And then by the time I got to like my 3rd or 4th store is when it pushed me into that. And I was like, okay. And then the news broke of Bray during their recording. They were like, Bray Wyatt died. And then they were like, who? Because a few of them aren't like wrestling fans. Like Greg Miller's a huge wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Huge wrestling fan. And they were like, Bray Wyatt died. And they're like, oh, that's sad. And then they kind of went back onto the topic at hand. Because like a lot of them aren't fans, like myself, like us, like Greg or anybody. So I was like, it was really because I was like, I kind of just got into that spot of like, okay. And then I heard Bray died, and I'm like, fuck, that's not what I wanted to hear right now in the podcast. And it's just like, all right, well, I guess we're just going back to being sad again. And that was that. Yeah, I wore a hoodie all day. I didn't even wear like a polo. I had my Bray shirt on, khaki pants, and a polo, and then and a hoodie. I went into my first store, and they were like, you look disheveled. And I was like, you know what's really funny is I'm an early person. I get up very early. I didn't wake up till 7:15. I didn't go to my first store till 8 in the morning.
Did you see where?
Yeah, I was that upset. I was that upset. It really took me by surprise. I was up to like 2 a.m. watching just sad tributes of Bray Wyatt.
Well,
Did
tomorrow.
you see where Big Show had that interview?
Yes,
and they brought up Bray Wyatt when they were talking about it.
I did, and I watched Seth's video as well. It's sad. It's crazy. It's even him. Like he said it. It's like it hasn't even sunk in. Like it really hasn't. Like I mean, as us fans and stuff. Like yeah, we've come to this realization. Like it's true. And the fact that it's true, it's sad. We don't want it to be true. Like I don't want to be talking about this shit at all. Like Terry Funk's one thing, but like Bray Wyatt on top of that, it's just what the fuck. It's just that's a double uppercut I wasn't ready for.
Well, we're gonna do. Tomorrow's the first
WWE one.
Yeah, the first episode of our new WWE show. So we're gonna do a career retrospective on Bray Wyatt. Not the whole show, but
right.
part of the show.
Good.
So,
I'm gonna enjoy listening to that. Yeah, Tuesday. I know I mentioned it in the group chat that we have on Twitter and stuff, but I'm gonna say it to everybody here on the channel and all the fans and everybody listening. Tuesday, instead of doing an NXT watch along, we're going to have a tribute episode to Bray Wyatt. We're all gonna get together and talk about Bray and have a true podcast episode about Bray Wyatt and his career and what he's given to the business and memorable moments and things that he's done for the business and its longevity and stuff.
Yeah.
And it just
I will also share with everyone that I will not make the Collision watch along tomorrow
okay.
because I have a graduation party for me.
Listen,
Hey,
get wild for the both of us. All
Congratulations.
right, that
You
is
can
your
get
only
wild.
mission.
What?
That's your only mission tomorrow. Get absolutely buck wild tomorrow, and that's for Papa Del over here. All right, you're
Alright.
partying for two people. All
Yeah, I
right.
won't make it tomorrow either because I'm
Well,
working.
I can't do drinks or
Get wired on Coca-Cola. You know what I mean? Drink all the sugar you can drink in a day,
Yep.
and
Have lots
just
of
be
cake.
crazy for the whole day.
Wear a
Get you
party
the
hat.
biggest sugar high you ever had.
my
in your life.
You can
cousins are
dance. You
coming
can
over,
dance,
so
fool.
Yeah.
I want to see you on the internet dancing,
Dance around with sugar.
making
I
yourself
will
look like a
promise
fool
that.
in a party hat.
I
Absolutely.
will not promise that.
You graduating college or what?
Yeah, I graduated technically like 3 weeks ago, but
That's awesome.
I didn't like do the
Congratulations.
walk thing because they don't have it in the summer, so I have to wait 4 more months or so. Well, roughly 4 months, yeah. So, but
Well,
having the party now,
we will miss you for the watch along, but at least you're partying in spirit. So at least that's happening.
yeah.
That's very exciting. Congratulations, Wolf. You deserve it. You are a very, very smart man. So very proud of you.
Just had an ice cream, an M&M's ice cream.
Good. Get that sugar started now. So that way, come
I
party time, you're
opened
really
it.
wired. You know what I mean?
I literally opened it and it's already like destroyed. It
That's
like
how we all feel right now.
it's
So,
I opened it and
that's
it's
how
like
we all feel right
melted
now.
off instantly. Like I'm like, how is it melted off already? I didn't even touch it until now. And I just open it and like half the ice cream is like on the wrapper. I'm like, I can't.
You know what's
try
really,
to eat it, but
you know what's really crazy is the last actual match of Bray
yeah.
is against Top Dollar. And I don't know if that's a win or if that's a loss.
No,
in
that
any
was
of our
a-
parts.
Was it actually a match?
I think it was the LA Knight match.
Yeah, wasn't it the LA
No,
Knight?
if you count the moment that Bray and Howdy interrupted Flop Dollar and
Well,
Shit
that
Bro,
wasn't a match.
That was a match. I'm telling you,
was
it was
a
the LA
promo.
Knight match.
They just dropped them, and
that's true. That is
Was
true.
that
But no,
live or not?
it was a Shante.
Oh, it was
'cause
live. Oh
Ashante
no,
was-
we all. This was before we started doing the watch-alongs for SmackDown and stuff. We were very happy to see that shit get stopped immediately. Shit, bro. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't want to be a part of that no more.
I don't want to play it again. Is that one?
But
I want to finish that.
no, Wolf. Congratulations, man. You deserve it. I'm so happy to hear that you graduated. You're a very smart man, so you deserve it. Nothing but flowers your way, Matty. Because one day you're gonna have to be doing the accounting for us. So hopefully you got your books ready
Currently, I'm
because
trying
that
to
one day
find
is
a
gonna
job,
happen.
buddy. If I don't find a job, I might have to move here full time. Even then,
Well, it'll be easy. Are you going to look for work on a political campaign?
I thought of it and not working out.
Well, next year you'll be able to get work
Yeah,
at the drop of a hat, man.
once election season's like in full swing,
Yeah.
they're always
Maybe.
looking for people.
Trust me.
I have two things I want to quickly say. One's a funny. One I think is funny. But my humor might be just shitty. So who knows? And the other thing is I have to commend, besides Wolf, I have to commend Asa for your vocabulary, because you used two words in that recent podcast that even Kay had to stop and say, I just have to say, I had to use context clues to figure out what the fuck you just said. But at least you used some very high vocabulary words that you know what's funny? I was making the turn when you said the second one, and I was like, damn, you made me feel like an idiot right there. Because, like, I've heard the word before. Like, I've heard what you said before. I've heard it. And I was like, I just haven't heard those two words. I wish I could remember it now, but those two words in the same, almost the same sentence.
I know
one of them I had never heard.
One was
before.
anathema.
That one I heard before.
That one I had never heard before.
That one I've heard before.
Which
I
just
heard
means
that from
like
my
it's
English
allowed.
teacher.
Kay's
What
probably
was the
sitting
other
there thinking, like, you used to see him when he's mad.
Yeah, this is just an outrage, like, you know. But no, I have to commend you, because I do pick up on your vocabulary, and even Kay too. Kay throws some very interesting words and stuff in there and descriptions that even I am like, okay, I didn't think of it that way. So I have to commend you both on that. But definitely for at least the recent episode with All In, yeah, you definitely threw me for a loop, because I think the second word I had to look up, because I thought I knew the definition, and then I had to Google it, because then at that time I was like, I think I got to Google this. He was like, well, you know, our listeners, they're smart people. I consider them smart people, and you know, high intellect and stuff. And if not, they always got the dictionary. They could be listening to the words and trying to figure that out. So I have to commend you for that. But at the same time, I have to go, it's a shame, because you broke Kay's heart when you let everyone know that Jericho is a Republican. So I think not only are you a very intellectual person, but you're you're a bad guy at the same time for taking away that information, because I didn't know that either.
Oh yeah, he's a
I
big
didn't know that either. Mind you, I don't follow politics and everything like that, so I wouldn't have known until someone probably told me, Asa. But yeah, so
I didn't know. I try to just ignore it.
No, I know, but it's so I didn't know, and it was like, whoa, oh, okay, and I felt Kay's heart break when I heard that, because he was like, you just got to ruin things, don't you? Like now knowing that, now I have to root against him or something, because like, you know. But listen.
Well, that was the sound of my heart breaking and me simultaneously going, do I want to say anything political on this podcast? Because I don't think I do.
I steer away from that religion and all that stuff here, but
well, for me, there's a big difference between a Republican and somebody who likes Trump.
That's fair.
There's a big difference there.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, one's a banana head, the other one's semi-intelligent.
Right.
I think that's where we can leave it. You know, but I have to tell you now, those mugshots look like Batman Arkham villains, and I want the whole mugshot catalog on my wall. I really do, because I don't
understand. Okay, so like think about like Gary Busey's mugshot. You know what I'm talking about, where he looks like he like got caught in a tornado.
Yeah.
Right? Trump's hair is still like perfect in his mugshots. Could someone not have just like mussed it a little bit?
I would have fucked up his hair. Absolutely. Absolutely. Without a doubt in my mind. And I'm not even registered. So like,
yeah, Ace's mom showed us the pictures, and I was like, that's not a mugshot. I was like, his hair is perfect. There's no number that he's holding. There's no height chart behind him.
I think there's two mugshots that are really funny. One is, I forgot, maybe someone from the Senate. I know we shouldn't be talking about politics, but it is what it is. And then the other one is Mayor Giuliani. Mayor Giuliani's mugshot was hilarious.
You know he's going to cash in on this. You know.
I saw someone on TikTok go, I can't believe we got it. This right here is an artifact that's going to go down in history as the greatest picture of all time. And he's like, I'm from New York, and I can't believe we're talking about this. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. I just got to swipe up on this one.
At
This
the
is
very
wild.
least, Rudy wasn't sweating again.
No, listen again. I'm not even registered to vote. I'll be very frank with everybody. I'm not even. I don't ever want to be. I think that whole thing is just bananas. It's complicated.
Women got the right to vote on one person's votes. That is how I'm allowed to vote. Every
It's
vote
pathetic.
counts, Dylan.
I know.
Register to vote, you banana head. I'm using your own word against you.
I never will. I never will. I never will. It's
Our country functions on an active populace and an educated populace. You need to be informed.
Listen, I'll tell you this. The only time I will register, and you can mark my words for it, if Asa or yourself decide to run for any type of political office, or anybody here runs for a political office, I will register for that. But I'm only voting for them. That's it. I'm not voting for anybody else. I will literally put in like I did when I'll tell you this funny story. When we were at elementary school, they had us do voting or something like a fun vote or something like that. And I put in you could pick other. So I wrote in my ballots. I wrote like Mickey Mouse. I wrote Tarzan. I wrote Jane from Tarzan. I wrote Metroid Prime. I just named fictional characters and everything. And I was just like, what the fuck? It didn't count or anything. I was 7. So, it wasn't important. But no, I don't bother. But no, I just wanted to say I commend Asa for his vocabulary. It's very extensive and broad, and it's it's something I look forward to when listening to your guys' podcast, because sometimes I do have to Google the word. I am one of those listeners that unfortunately has to pull over to the side of the road and use Google because sometimes you throw me for a loop and I'm like, I don't know if that word's real, and then I have to Google it. So
they're all real. That's what's so infuriating.
Yes, that is what's infuriating. You're 100% right. It's ridiculous, but it's just I have to commend you. It was a great episode, great vocabulary. You can't break Kate's heart like that with that unfortunate news about what happened. So
I thought it was a good episode too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But also, I have to say, Kay, I don't think you're allowed at All In. I told this to Asa because you said that MJF and Adam Cole aren't the greatest tag team of all time, and you said FTR was, and I took personal offense to that. So, not for nothing, I'm debating on maybe cutting you from the All In, all right?
Well,
okay. And I think I might have to cut you from All In, all right?
Dylan,
I don't know. You got 48 hours to change my mind.
Dylan, you know who I think the greatest tag team of all time is, and they're not even in AEW.
Look, MJF and Adam Cole are probably in the top 5 greatest tag teams of all time.
Matches.
It don't matter. They could have had one tag match, and it's still the greatest tag team of all time. All right?
If
they are.
The kangaroo pick, that will move them up in my ranking.
They're better than Billy Gunn and Chuck Palumbo together. I'll tell you that now. All right? Maybe they're not as good as the Hardys or the Dudleys or Edge and Christian.
Or the Usos or the Briscoes.
All right, well, maybe a little bit better than them. But nonetheless, they are 100% in the top 5 greatest tag teams of all time.
Yeah, they could have beat FTR, so that's kind of a sign that they're not better than
FTR is number 6, in my opinion, and above them is, of course, MJF and Adam Cole. All right? That's just me. All right? I don't know if it's biased, but, it's honest truth. That's what it is. All right?
Having a Terry Funk hardcore match.
Oh, that's cool.
Here come 2 of my boys.
But no, I kid. But no, I texted Asa that. I was like, I don't know if you're aware, but your wife has been cut from All In because of these allegations. All right, I don't.
He did not inform me of that. I think he knew this day was already devastating.
He replied back. Hope you enjoy the episode. It's a good one, if I do say so myself. And I was like, all right, I'll take that as you told her.
Well, there were a lot of things going on at the time.
No, totally. I understand. No worries. But no, I just wanted to break balls. That's all. So yeah, I'm notorious for that. So, but no, man, I heard that and I almost pulled over to the side of the road and cried. I was like, how could she? You know, we sit here every Wednesday and we go, oh my God, it's an amazing promo. And oh my God, look at these great tag team. And then she tells me, no, FDR is better. No, you're wrong.
FDR is better.
I don't know.
7-star FDR.
That's one person saying it. I don't know. The rest of us maybe are on the opposite side.
I don't know about that. I think the greatest
now there's
tag team
two
of all
people
time is
getting
not
cut
even
from
in
All In.
AEW.
All right, I guess 2 people have been cut from All In. So if anybody wants to hop in for All In,
You're really letting people on to think that he's better than you, baby, is the greatest tag team ever. It's going to be you by yourself.
Absolutely, and you know what?
Yes.
I am 100-man
yourself,
army. You know what I
and you.
mean? So I guess I overpower them. So no, but
I'm sorry, but the fact that Usos and Briscoes exist mean physical. It is like it's physically, mentally, spiritually, everythingly impossible that Better Than You, baby, is the best tag team of all time.
Hey, I gotta say though, I said the greatest tag team that ever lived was Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
all right, now you're really cut from the damn thing. All right, let's really get you the hell out of here with that type of
They were
conversation.
the funniest.
How you doing?
They were the funniest. Now, if there was a group for the funniest, they were actually top 5 for sure.
They were the best.
They could have done pretty good if they would have been pushed the way they were supposed to. But
Exactly, yeah.
I
They were so over.
I think Enzo had a backstage issue.
Yes, he did.
Well, he had a sex. He was accused of a sex crime, and it got dropped.
Yeah.
I believe not only got dropped. I believe he was exonerated of the charges.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting.
and just never. He signed with New Japan last week. Enzo Amore did.
Yeah, I think it was in like New
Yeah.
Japan or Impact.
Yeah, he's just called Enzo now. Yeah, but he signed with New
Enzo, yeah.
Japan.
I think it was called something else in like Impact, or
Right, when
think
we
it was
talked
in-
like a month or 2 ago, he was going by
I think he was in Impact. I don't remember.
We saw him like 2 months ago, and he was Enzo.
Real One. That's
right.
That's
Yeah. Okay, that sounds
now
familiar.
Real One.
Yeah.
What you eating, Dylan? I'm hungry.
So,
In here.
Burger King has those new wraps. So I'm not a big honey mustard fan, so I didn't get that one, but I got the regular one, and I got the spicy one, the buffalo one.
How are they? Are they good?
They should be $1.99, not $2.99. But they're okay. I mean, they're a good snack. You know, like if you're lazy like myself and don't want to make chicken in a tortilla. I have all the ingredients at my house. I just didn't. I didn't come home till 6:30, and then I was on an hour and a half phone call with one of my sales employees. So
Burger King has a tendency to raise my blood pressure. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean,
That's
all of that
why-
shit raises our blood pressure.
I think that's what got me turned down from that job because I had Burger King right before I went in to go for the physical. And it says, your resting heart rate is 120. And I'm like, your blood pressure is pretty high. What's going on? Oh, I had Burger King before I came in here.
That's my resting heart rate too, but I take Adderall for my ADHD, so I'm on like actual speed. So yeah, that's not a good resting heart rate for someone not.
I was diagnosed with that when I was a kid. My mama didn't want to put me on anything because she just didn't want me to have to go through all that.
I didn't get diagnosed as an adult.
I calmed down a lot though. I guess I still have issues. If you notice, if you look at my TikTok, I jump from thing to thing to thing to thing multiple times, and it's hard to keep focus on anything. What in the world? Look at them throwing all that beer.
Oh look,
That's
we
the
got
only
Ace's favorite tag team.
I hope they get beat bloody. Fucking, they don't have a. They said this is gonna be a Terry Funk hardcore match.
Hardcore tag team match.
I think the hardcore match is the fact that we have to watch it.
Oh my god!
There are no weapons at ringside.
I hope they're under the ring.
They have.
And didn't they call it the
Probably
hardcore
are.
match?
It's not the
Yeah.
soft ring. It's the hard ring.
I hope Butch bites off fucking Montez Ford's nose.
Wow.
Probably will.
They need to change
Wow.
his name back.
I mean,
God, I
it's
hate that
Butch.
name,
It's
Butch.
Butch. Of course he's gonna bite something.
I
Yeah,
don't like that name.
Wow.
generic.
Oh,
Like a dog's name.
I forgot to get my other new
What's
treat of the night.
Done.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't.
Hold on, people.
What's it called?
I have another food item that I gotta
Change
try.
Butch's name back to
Hold on.
Dunn.
Pete Dunne.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I honestly thought
They were
Triple
gonna
H
do
would
that.
do that.
I
But-
don't know. Maybe
Yeah, me
he
too.
wanted to keep Butch. Maybe he was like, people.
Unless he wants to use Pete Dunne for something later on in his life and not want to. Maybe it was his choice.
Yeah.
What happened to
Maybe
Willie?
maybe he thinks people are just now getting to know who he is. Why change it?
I like the name Butch better than Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne sounds like your neighbor. Butch sounds like someone you'd be scared of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
It just rolls off the tongue really bad, like Butch.
Butch, yeah. They said it sounds like a dog.
Yeah.
You're like,
he's
think about it.
rapid and feral like a dog.
And this is what sounds bad too, because let's say, okay, the main event at WrestleMania is going to be Cody Rhodes and Butch.
Butch. Right.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Pete
Roman
Dunne.
Reigns, Cody Rhodes, Butch.
Yeah.
Well, that and the word Butch makes me think of lesbian, not of a wrestler.
Well, there you go on that too.
All right.
Oh.
So if you know me, I love Spanish food. Love Spanish food, which is very funny because I'm Italian. But I'm a big fan of queso and the dips. So Stop and Shop, a little food place grocery store, I should say, by me, makes homemade guacamole and salsa, and now they make queso. So I bought it yesterday. I was going to eat it during the podcast, but that changed. I was going to eat it after, but that changed. So now I'm going to eat it tonight, which I really should just save this for off the camera because
Do you heat it or you just eat it cold?
I'm a savage, okay? I'll eat it warm. I'll eat it cold. You know what I mean? I have no respect for my body. So
I shouldn't have a preference. I wasn't trying to be judgy.
You would love it over here because I made a killer queso and queso dip just not too long ago, and man, I put it on my home cooked French fries, man, and it was the bomb.
I can't eat pork, so I'm allergic to pork.
Yeah.
So I always got to make sure there's no pork products in. any
Yeah,
of the
I don't
stuff
put
we
pork
eat.
in mine anything. It was straight up. It was mozzarella cheese, some queso blanco cheese, and some 2% milk.
Mm. This is good. This is a
got
winner.
I think I DC'd. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's a hardcore match. Been some changes.
What weapons have they used so far, man?
Yeah, I love to cook. I'm a pretty good cook.
I can make really good chicken parm. I can make mac and cheese that'll put you to sleep.
Probably.
I could cook a really mean frozen pizza. Yeah, it's gonna do a Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes versus a Bobby Lashley versus Hurt Business.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see it. Or maybe just
I'd like to
Sheamus
see
versus Bobby.
WWE.
I told Kay and Asa that if
Asa.
I come out to, well, yeah, Asia, I guess your name now is, but ooh, that's spicy. If I come out to see them, because so I found out something very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably say it offline and not online about my job. Well, I won't. All right, I'll put it to everybody differently, I guess. But nonetheless, with my gig that I do, my real job, not this, because this is not my real job yet. Hopefully one day. But with my real job, I get to take, I don't know what they call it, but it's like PTO, I think.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
Take time off.
Pay time off.
yeah. So there's a possibility, because I know I'm off for Thanksgiving. Everyone's off for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
That I can take Friday and Saturday off. But now it does cut into my sick time is the only problem.
Mm-hmm. So just don't get sick.
Just don't get
Good
sick.
luck.
Right?
With between how I eat
Isolation.
and between how I eat and what I do on a day-to-day basis, good luck. You know, like that might not be the thing. But no, like, because I got to get a I think it's gonna happen this year, but I have to take time off because I gotta get a catheterization and everything. Which is, it's not that scary of an event, but it's still a pain in the ass because it's like I'm sore for like a day or two, and when my job
You have to get it done, like periodically, or is there like a
so
underlying?
technically speaking, when I was, because of my, I guess I'll go into it. It's not that big of a deal. I've had to normally get them every 10 years.
Okay.
Just so that way my O2 and everything like stay at a stable rate. So that way it's not like I need to go on like blood pressure medications or you know the real thing, and I guess I've never really talked about it, but is that eventually I will have to get a heart and liver transplant.
Eats.
At the same time. I can't do one at a time. It would be a double dose.
They do them at the same time?
No, well, okay. So, all right. I guess I need to explain it a little bit better. So I was born with a very rare heart condition. I guess now we'll talk about it. But I was born with a very rare heart condition where only half of my heart was developed to its normal size when I was an infant. The left side of my heart never grew. It never grew its left ventricle or aorta to its correct size. So because of that, I had to undergo 3 massive open heart operations to kind of reroute the circulation of the heart and oxygen and everything else. But due to that, the downfall was that there was going to be a lot more pressure for my liver to undergo.
Okay.
And with that, as the time went on and years went on, my liver started forming cirrhosis. Like if I was a drunk for 20 plus years. So I can't believe I'm actually sharing all of this on the internet, but hey, I guess people need to get to know me a lot better. I have stage 4 cirrhosis. My liver is as hard as a rock and is like if I was a drinker for 30x years. So due to that and due to the heart, my pressures of oxygen and blood flow and stuff like that are very different. So like my oxygen high is like high 80s, when normal people's would be 90s to 100.
Yeah.
95 a day.
I've been to a 90 a few times after the catheterizations, but as years went on, I've always stayed at roughly high 80s.
Are you fatigued a lot of the time?
No, that's the funny part. Is like, so okay, my condition's very, very, very rare. When I was conceived, I said it on a podcast already, but I died 3 times due to these operations. And from that, you know, there was a lot of limitations that I had to undergo.
Yeah.
So physical sports was out, contact sports were out. You know, throughout all of that, I had a lot of other things that happened. I suffered through seizures and horrific allergic reactions. My skin's very sensitive to shit. You know, I'm very, I'll put it in a nutshell. I'm very, very, very lucky to be here.
Yeah.
There was one other kid that had a similar outcome of mine, but unfortunately, he died at his sister's quinceañera. He had a heart attack and died at 16.
Wow.
So for a while, I was the only one that survived all of the stuff that I had to undergo.
Uh-oh.
So because of that, a lot of things were very difficult and hard. Now, I don't get fatigue. I don't get low energy. I don't get a lot of the other symptoms that the others that have had this have to deal with.
Yeah.
My kidneys function. My lungs function. My heart functions. My liver functions. It is very rare. If anything, from what they tell me, I do not say this. From what they tell me, I am the only one that has all of their organs still working to full capacity, like a normal person's. A lot of kids in my predicament die very early, very young, have to go through many transplants, have to live without kidneys or hearts or lungs or whatnot. So I'm very blessed and very lucky to be here. I do not take that with a grain of salt. I am very lucky to be here. I might not show all the time that I'm lucky to be here with how I act at times, but generally speaking, I am very, very lucky to be here, and I am grateful that I am here every day. Though, there is going to come a time where I have to make a decision. I go through that transplant, or I wait it out till I pass.
I vote for the transplant.
Yeah, everybody votes for the transplant, but I don't.
Really?
I don't.
That's surprising.
Wow, I've only had this conversation with my mother. I'm content.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hardcore, so no DQ, of course.
I'm very content.
But think about how much longer you can be content for.
No.
Okay, so Bobby speared Butch, and
there's risks still. We're going through that.
Yeah.
There's viruses that I could pick up. Now, mind you, when I get the flu, like anybody else, the flu hits somebody, they hit them. You know, you get the fever, you get the runs, you get body ache, stuff like that. The flu hits me twice as hard. I'm in bed for 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm weak. I'm dehydrated. I have a high fever. It's very bad.
Have you been able to avoid COVID? Like, if you had
I had COVID.
COVID? Okay.
Now, I got very lucky. I didn't have the first round when COVID first came.
Yeah.
I got it. It's a very funny story. Me and my mom went to go talk to someone about getting a catheterization, and the insurance didn't go through. It was like a couple months later. Insurance didn't go through. All these things to get the catheterization happening didn't work out. So I said, forget it. I don't want to do it. When I signed all the papers for it, I had a horrible feeling. I was like, I'm not going to make it. Like I thought that one was going to be it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, this is before I met any of you. This is before I met anything that I've had recently done. So I had a bad feeling going into it. And I said, I don't want to do it. I told my mom, it's like, I want you to know I just signed my death certificate. She was like, oh, stop. You're making it a big to-do for no reason. It's going to be fine. Like, no. This isn't going to be fine. Like I had that feeling. And anybody that, you know, like I feel like Asa could relate and stuff, or even Horton, like when you go into these doctors' offices, like, yeah, for the significant other, if they're very lucky and to be happy and healthy and stuff like that, they don't, like, I analyze it all. And I'm a worrywart, so don't get me wrong, like it does play into that factor, but like generally speaking, you know, I have to have those serious conversations all the time. So, you know, when they were like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fine, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna give you a couple stands, couple plugs, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. And in my mind, I'm like, it's not gonna work out. That's it. We're done here. And I'm like, you know, a part of me was not happy with it because like I didn't want to go yet. I wasn't ready, and then it didn't work out. I had COVID, so it kind of worked out for the better anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't have COVID as severe, thank God. You know, I had body pain and high fever, and I had a headache that I felt like my brain was just splitting open. Like it was so bad. So COVID for me was like that. And, you know, I'm happy that I got through it and everything like that. But going back to the other crazy factor is, yeah, no, that is always on the table. Always. That I will eventually have to pick and choose. Whether I go through it or not is up to me. But I'm content. You know what I mean? Like I'm 29, gonna be 30. I've outlived a lot of others that have had this predicament. I've been very healthy and happy. I'm content. And I know maybe that decision doesn't sit well with a lot of people because there's always that, well, if you get it, you might have another 20 years, 30 years. But my thought is, and my mom wants me to change my decision every day, but my thought is, what if I get it and I get sick? And this sickness puts me in the hospital. Now what? What happens? And in 6 months, one of the organs starts rejecting itself. Now what? What happens if I have heart failure?
If you didn't get it.
What?
Like if it's a life-saving operation.
I mean, it's potentially a life-saving operation.
Yeah.
Nothing's set in stone in my eyes. You know, I mean, death is, but nothing of operations are set in stone. Anything could happen. So if I were to get any of this done, my logical brain, that part of my brain that thinks logically, is that if there comes a time where one of these things starts failing, then what? Do I go through this again? Do I now have to miss months and wait around and die each and every day like others? And what happens if I can't get the organ? Then I'm dead anyway. So what's the point of getting that if that is a risk factor? If they told me, hey, Dylan, we give you these new organs, you're never going to have another thing, and that's absolutely true, fine, no problem. Now I know that, but you don't know, and we don't know. I don't know how my body will react to a new heart, a new liver, a new whatever. So that's why I say I'm content.
So you're more concerned about like quality of life.
I'm more concerned that my mom has to watch me pass.
Yeah. But I mean, if you chose not to get the operation and you needed the operation to live, wouldn't that be what happens anyway for your mom? I mean,
the stakes have to be really good
yeah.
for me to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know that if I get this done, that I'm guaranteed 10 years at least.
I had an uncle
I'll take it. Then I'll take
who
it.
had like severe heart issues very young. Not young like as a child, but like in his 30s. And he had an artificial heart back when like the artificial heart was like a machine in a room.
Yeah.
And then eventually he had like one of the first heart transplants, like successful heart transplants, like in the country. He had to fly to Atlanta to like a specialist hospital to get it done.
Yeah.
But he lived like another 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
And that was back when like.
Oh no! Listen, technology has advanced 20-fold. There's possibilities of stem cells. There's possibilities of pig hearts and valves, and I might just need a valve replaced, and that might be 70% less of a risk than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at it as, okay, if one day I have to make a decision. Hey, listen, your liver's failing. We suggest it's time to do it. Well, what are the options? Well, it's either you get this, which we're ready to give you in the next month or 2, and you'll have an X percentage amount to live. Okay, but what's the percentage of it rejecting? What's the percentage of me not getting a virus? What's the percentage of me having a common cold and this not being affected to the point where we have to have this conversation again? And if all of that's positive and there's really good numbers, then maybe I'll change my mind. But I'm content.
Would they do the heart before the liver?
I don't know what order they're gonna fucking do it in.
Because I would think they would have to do the heart first.
I would hope that I would hope that they just know how to keep me under for a very long time.
Yeah.
And that, you know, I get to come back.
Yeah.
But I tell you this now, and I don't want to make anyone sad, and I feel bad for even talking about it, but because this is not my day, it's Bray Wyatt's day. But
breaking character.
You know, I've made that decision for myself very young. You know, when we first had that conversation, and I haven't changed it in 10 plus years. I need to know that there's an absolute positive percentage on the other side.
Yeah.
Because if I have to undergo more and put my mom through it, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not at all. Now, if she was gone, God forbid, you know, and I know eventually that sick day will come, then yeah, maybe, yeah, maybe I'll choose to take the gamble or whatever. But no thanks.
Well, I hope that day is very far away, Dylan.
I do too, because so far everything's been really good. So, you know, like I said, I'm very grateful. I am. I've been very blessed. I've had an amazing 29 years. I've surpassed a lot of unfortunate people, and you know, there's been a lot, you know, and again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but when I was sick with regular things or whatnot, students would come into the room and learn about who was in the room and realize that's who they were reading in their colleges,
Yeah.
textbooks, and just being like, whoa, like here he is. It's weird. It's weird to say that. It's
Yeah.
weird to say that, but it's interesting because it's just like I didn't think, that no one chooses this fucking crazy experience. Again, if I knew this is what I was going to sign up for, all the peaks and valleys. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll stay somewhere else where I can play some video game. You know what I mean? Like, talk about how MJF and Adam Cole the greatest tag team, all this other great shit. I wouldn't be doing none of this shit. But to me, to be honest, like I'm happy. I've gotten this much out of it. I'm happy I got to do what I've done. I only think about what I'm doing next. I don't worry about that day. I try not to. Of course, it's always going to be burned into the back of my brain. But as long as I can still wake up every day and hang out with y'all or do whatever, cool. The day I can, it's cool. It's just time. That's all it is. It was time.
It's like a healthy way to look at it.
Yeah. I'm grateful for what I've done. I'm grateful for how far I've came. I'm grateful for all the experiences. I thank God every day for letting me breathe. I thank God every day for letting me be here still. Again, I don't know why he chose me. It is what it is. But hey, man, I'm happy to be here with y'all. Trust me, I really am. Because if the outcome was different, none of this would have happened, and I think the world would have been a little less happy without me in it. I don't.
I'd be less happy.
What?
I'd be less happy.
Yeah, I mean, I think I bring joy to everybody. I try to, I try to, and everything. But no, like I said, I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy, and everything. No problem, buddy. Later, buddy. I try to, I try to just worry about the day. I don't try to worry about tomorrow. I try to worry about what's gonna happen the next day or some shit like that. But I don't worry about the other stuff that I have to or should be worried about. So as long as I can make everyone happy today, I'm pretty content. And like I said, I'm content. I've been content for a while, so not to make it sad or anything about me today, because it's not my fucking day. I tell you that at all. It's not my day at all. But yeah, that's a little peek behind the curtain, I guess, for me today. I think that's enough for me today for everybody. I think I made everybody more sad than we already fucking were and whatnot. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry to make everyone sad.
Things couldn't get sadder.
No, I know. Trust me, with Bray and everything, it's terrible as is. But no, like I said, Bray's passing, with him having that underlying heart condition, it puts a lot of things for myself even in perspective. It's a lot. It's crazy. It's sad. That's really the only word you could say. It's sad.
Yeah.
So, but we're at the main event now. I know we've been talking and making some type of levity of the day, even though it's been a very bad day, but at least we try to make a little levity. Hopefully we made all the listeners and viewers a little happier today, unfortunately, on this terrible day. But yeah.
I didn't show you my Bray Wyatt shirt. I got a Bray Wyatt shirt.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got one too. Very happy. Bray Wyatt. I got Bray Wyatt on. I've been sweating in it all day. I'm sweating in it right now. I got to take this shit off. And
I can't wear this one outside the house because it has questionable hand placement on the front of it. So I did not wear it today.
Smart. Yeah. Smart. Yeah. That's called good thinking. You know what I mean? That's using your context clues of what you should not be doing. That's so funny you said that though on the podcast. Context clues. That made me feel like I was back in high school for a second. I was like, Jesus.
Sorry about that.
No, don't. Listen, some days I miss it.
High school.
Some days I do miss it. I have to say that. Like some days I do miss it. Like there were some very fun moments. A lot of wild moments, like I've told you guys off
Apparently,
air
there
and stuff. But
was a match discussed for All In, which involved the possible use of Paul White's Captain Insano character. Which the match discussed was Captain Insano and the Hardys versus Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh.
Please tell me that's a 0 hour.
No, it is not possible because Jeff cannot go to the UK and Satnam Singh may have complications. But it was
okay. Then we'll dodge that fucking bullet. Thank God.
Obviously, it would have been a 0 hour, but
Is
no.
Ace okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You all right, buddy?
I'm sorry. I got up too early this morning. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude. I'm sorry.
No, don't be. No. Listen, at least one of us got up early this morning. You know, I was supposed to be up at 5:30 or whatever. So at least one of us got up at 5:30. So, but yeah, no, yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long, sad day, unfortunately. So I know. Well, tomorrow, what's nice? Tomorrow's Collision, so we get to see that. But Sunday, like you guys were saying on the pod, we're very happy that it's a day pay-per-view. Thank God. It's a day pay-per-view.
Saturday, also
night
the
one.
first episode of WWE Weekly.
Yes, I'm very excited to listen to that. I have to. You know what's really cool is I get to say this. I'll say this because this is
Ray
fun.
versus Theory and Waller.
I'll say this is tomorrow. I don't have to be up till like 10 in the morning
There you go.
because I get to do a sampling for my job, which is really cool. Yeah. So I get to hang out with the pretty girls of my job and I get to do sampling. And I only got to be there for a few hours, which is cool. And then I get to leave and then whatchamacallit, I get to go home and kind of play some video games, get ready for the Collision show. But then, of course, Sunday.
Unreleased flavors?
What?
Are you trying new unreleased flavors?
No, I wish.
What do you
we
say?
had a new flavor come out that did really well. It came out in like April for a while. I think it's still pretty rampant now, but it's really good. I mean, I don't drink any of the product that I sell. It's it's not my
You
cup of
can't
tea.
with your heart, can you?
I could drink it, but I choose not to. You know what I mean? Like I drink more ginger ale. I like the caffeine-free shit. Because like even now when I drink a Pepsi, sometimes like I feel that flutter, and I'm like, okay, no thanks. Like now I have like a soda, and that's it, like a regular one. But now I be drinking those zero sugars, so now I'm feeling, and there's no caffeine, there's no nothing, it's nice, it's nice. So, but I never will drink caffeine-free ginger ale. You'll never see it happen. I'm sorry. I know it probably.
All ginger ale is caffeine free, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, sugar-free ginger ale. You'll never see me drinking it. The only time I'll ever drink it is over at your house. That's it. That is the, and if I forget to bring a case of regular over for everybody, because you know me, I definitely will. But no, like I said, I'm the zero sugar definitely got me on. You definitely got me on that bin. So now I'm
all right.
Myself
it's official. LA Knight versus Miz for Payback.
I figured that'd be the match, but yeah, no. Again, this was a sad day. Hopefully, we made a little bit of levity out of it for everybody, all the listeners and people tuning in and stuff. All of us as well. I know, between Terry Funk's passing and Bray's unexpected passing, it's been a very rough week for everybody. Crazy week for most, and hopefully All In will pick us back up on a high note and whatnot, because that'll be a very good pay-per-view this Sunday. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for All In, and it ought to be a very good show. I know Asa was saying that his most excited match for the night is going to be Jericho and Ospreay. I think that is going to be truly a very good match in contention for best match of the night.
Well, I go back and forth between Jericho and Ospreay and the 6-man.
Really? You're really
trio.
giving the 6-man an opportunity?
I mean, all 6 of those guys can
they
blow
can
the
fight.
roof off the place, you know?
They're all world class. That 6-man is crazy. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I think the
That
Stadium
coffin match is what I'm excited for.
match will be the Stampede match will be great. Main event will obviously be great.
The coffin match, I see like glass, you know, glass coffin, and I see the faces, Sting and Darby, in there. You know, I see.
Yeah, you got Swerve and Christian winning.
Yeah, that's what
wow.
I see. I just think the image, they're going to go with the image of Sting and Darby and like trying to hush that,
it makes
that 80,000 seat crowd, trying to hush them.
Look at
Sting and Darby banging on the fucking glass.
But you know what, though?
It makes that
sense.
prediction championship belt.
I don't think so. I personally don't
That's
think
what I'm
so.
waiting for.
I have Sting and Darby winning because, what's it called? Swerve takes a hit and Christian loses because at All Out, I'm seeing Luchasaurus retain. So I think that's why Christian's gonna lose out and then get his win.
That's a good prediction.
At All Out.
We see eye to eye, Wolf. I agree with you.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I'm
we
very
also have our second 0-hour match for All In, which is Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW Championship.
And you guys say Hook is winning that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we both said Hook was winning.
You had Hook and Punk as the only match that you guys agreed upon. The rest of them you were very different.
We agreed on 8 and disagreed on 3.
Yeah.
I think maybe Taz could help Hook.
Yeah, it was like 3 in a row we disagreed on pretty early on, and then like.
So yeah, I'd probably say Hook wins.
Tag match we disagreed on.
The coffin match.
The coffin match.
The
Aussie Open one.
The trios titles.
I think.
Now let me ask you guys this question, and Wolf, I want your opinion as well.
Sure.
Now Asa and I have seen the many stages of Billy Gunn, from the Ass Man to the badass Billy Gunn to regular Billy Gunn,
Cowboy Billy Gunn,
Cowboy Gunn,
Daddy Ass.
Daddy Ass. Do you think that Billy Gunn will get his own entrance as the badass Billy Gunn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After the Acclaimed come out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because like if they just have him wear the bandana again and the trunks, it's like, all right, like that wasn't really worth it. But if it comes out, it's like Asa was saying in the podcast, like back in the day, like when DX would do their thing, it would be like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, DX is proud to present to you one half, or the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn. You know what I really would love? I would love to see if Vince and Hunter, I think Hunter would allow it, but I would see Vince saying no, is DX come out for one time and have Road Dogg do the whole gimmick.
I don't think all of DX. I could see just Road Dogg. I could see...
but like just them come out as the Outlaws. Like Road Dogg clearly is not wrestling. Him just going in the ring saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the badass Billy Gunn," in front of 80,000+ people. Would get 80,000+ people
That would be a
absolutely like Juice Robinson hard right there. Like they would be absolutely standing at attention. Everybody. I would be. I like literally it is going to be what I would be one of the
like the
greatest.
measure of like hardness.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like
Robinson's
listen,
the top.
I would go from a 0 to 5 immediately, and it would just
Uh,
be that in itself. Like, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be grotesque, but like, not for nothing. Like, that, it would truly, truly be one of the greatest entrances Wembley has ever witnessed.
I don't see the Road Dogg being there, but I tell you who I 100% do see being there is Goldberg.
Yeah, you were saying that. I didn't like that prediction.
I think
I
Goldberg.
didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
I like Goldberg.
I know you do. I know you do, but I don't.
It is a lot
Regarding the
personal.
tag title match, oh,
Yeah.
the tag title match feels hard.
Do what?
There's
The
out of
tag
these
title match
matches,
feels like
every
hard
single one is going to
predict,
be a
'cause,
banger.
like a second Young Bucks tag title reign would be awesome, but like part of me is starting as like feeling like that FTR is gonna keep the titles until like they're done, basically.
I thought I was about to say that that's another one Ace and I disagreed on, but he actually talked me into Young Bucks for that one because I had picked FTR, and then he was like, with one of them facing possible jail time or prison
Prison
time.
Oh
time.
yeah, Gun Wheeler. Yeah.
He keeps the belt.
Yeah, I don't.
I hadn't thought about.
I think they're going over. I think the Bucks are winning because of the case.
Yeah.
I think it's because of Cash's incident.
Yeah. I would have
I
said
don't.
FTR until that shit
Correct.
came down. Yeah.
Correct.
I don't. I still say FTR.
But he might be going
He
to
might
prison,
go to prison.
Wolf.
I'll put it to you this way:
Yeah,
he
but
ain't facing
I don't know,
prison,
they might.
and the reason why I say he's not facing prison, Florida's a gun state.
Yeah. Not to mention that.
That's it. I don't think there's anything else I need to say to that. Florida's a gun
It was
state.
like a while ago.
There's also no previous charges. Like if you watched him being indicted, you'll hear that there's no previous charges. He has no previous court record. This is his first charge, technically. Nobody was hurt, thank God.
And this seemed to happen a while ago. So
This happened in June or July.
So unless there's
It happened
video
July.
footage.
Well, he turned himself in.
Well, yeah, but I mean, he pled not guilty, didn't he? When he got arraigned.
I think so.
Sure, I think
I
so.
don't know. The fact that they
And there's
didn't
no
like
video
take his
evidence.
passport or
Evidence,
anything,
so
and
it's
they
like
didn't
their word against his word.
do anything. So I don't know. I feel like there's not gonna be like that, like really any jail time. I don't know.
Oh.
No, if he's found guilty, he's facing prison time.
That's what I heard. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah, but just from what it seemed like right now,
Jacksonville Jaguars are bought by Tony Khan's
he
father.
doesn't. What's it called? He doesn't.
Florida's a gun
He
state.
didn't get his
He ain't going to no jail.
passport taken or anything. He didn't like. He didn't have like any issues. He just like went out, like had the like trial or whatever, and or not the trial though. He
Arraignment.
went before the court and then just went, and so I don't know. I don't see it. So
So that's the court
Oh.
process. Wait, did LA Knight win?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Jobbed out Balor.
That's another loss for Balor.
Yeah, you got jobbed out.
He went to BFT. Yep.
They squashed him.
He didn't squash him. It was the main event.
They squashed him.
It doesn't seem like a squash, but no, it wasn't a squash. It was like a
Yeah.
15,
Good match.
20-minute match.
I guess. Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, because we were talking. I
Oh.
missed half of it. I think.
We all did. We
Oh,
were talking.
what?
LA Knight and the Miz.
Oh,
Do we
they're
really
turning
need the
off the
Miz
lane.
working pay-per-views? No.
I like the Miz.
Wait. Up.
They're turning off the lantern now.
Yeah, turned off. Whatever. Good game.
Wow, that almost looked like him in the fucking middle.
They're gonna turn off the lantern and
Jesus, I thought that was him. I was like, holy fuck, wait a second, he ain't dead.
Who is it?
No, it's just a screen of him.
then maybe Fireflies will light things up. I think
They should all be singing. He's got the whole world in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
I also hope it all in 80,000 plus sing it.
Yeah.
oh I didn't even show it turning off or anything. Well, that's it.
I haven't left the screen yet. I'm still looking at the lantern.
Yeah, they kind of faded.
They cut it off now.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, a very somber episode, unfortunately, for us as content creators and as fans of wrestling. That was the Smackdown for Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk tribute. I thought the show overall was really good. The only gripe, if I have to have a gripe, is that they should have just did the whole episode about Bray and Terry. I don't think we needed the matches. I don't think we needed actual wrestling moments of the show. I think maybe they should have just did.
I mean, they've always had like matches during, like they realize like they don't exactly cancel shows. They just.
I know, but like as us fans who know Bray and know Terry, have seen any of their work, having a tribute episode where one half is Bray, the other hour is Terry, and going through moments and highlights and stuff. There's enough content there to grace us with 2 hours.
It's true, but the thing is, like, I guess the thing is because like they really, it's the same as like everyone else. Like even Eddie, like everyone loved Eddie, and they still put on matches. Like
and they have people live that paid to see matches. Like I know the card's subject to change, but the card is still expected to exist. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I know. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
They got an audience there. You put on 2 matches.
Yeah, I agree.
That's it.
Yeah.
You put on an opener. You do an hour of, 45 minutes of Terry Funk stuff. You do 45 minutes of Bray Wyatt stuff. You put on a closer, send them home.
They should have done. I mean, the idea of the hardcore match was a good idea, but that was the least hardcore match.
That was a waste of time.
A waste of fucking time.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was
a waste of time.
It was an insult to the term hardcore.
It was an insult to the memory of Terry Funk and to the term hardcore.
Awful.
Yeah.
But they should have done a real hardcore match, and then they should have done.
And they had the worst 4
match for Bray. You know.
They had the worst 4 people to be in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
Not any of them are hardcore.
No,
maybe Butch, but that's about it.
I would say also like Ridge. I mean Ridge and Butch, like the Brutes, they.
No way I could see Montez being like, "Oh, I'm a bleed tonight."
Montez,
come on.
Montez has bled before.
Sparkly outfits. That's not hardcore.
Yeah, really. They came out in their little nutcracker outfits.
But to be fair, Montez has bled before.
I mean, they did showcase their clothing just for Asa, because I know Asa's a big fan. But nonetheless,
y'all don't remember when they hosted Raw, and they were like, "Tonight we got Nikki ASH, and who else we got? Oh, bro, we got." You don't remember that?
No, I think I washed that memory out of my brain. Like,
yeah, they were really annoying.
Oh my god, what Was that during the
It was
pandemic?
during the pandemic. They hosted
Oh,
like,
my
I
God.
do have
And
to
they were
ask
just,
one question.
shouting and screaming
it was
what
like
was going to
because
happen
there was
on the
no
fucking
crowd.
show.
They felt they had to be as loud as a crowd would be.
Oh my God!
Yeah, no, I
Is the Miz gonna get his win back on what happened last week, bro? I don't know, bro. Is that a good and just fucking on and on with the fucking mouths and Jesus Christ with those two.
So another
I'm
thing I
so
want
getting a Street
to talk
Profit
to you
merch for
guys.
Christmas.
So wait, Asa, you guys disagreed on the trios title match?
Yeah,
I
I
think.
think that the Acclaimed are winning, and Asa thinks the House of Black are winning because
Oh, I
he's
see. I
I
see.
think Billy Gunn is making a triumphant return just to lose triumphantly.
I don't
But
see
it's not
Billy
his
Gunn
retirement.
being
I tell you
pinned.
that. I think that's where you went wrong. I don't think that's his retirement match.
Yeah, I don't see Billy Gunn being pinned, but
I don't mind him being
I could
pinned. I
see
don't mind
what's
him
it called?
losing.
Maybe a DQ or something, or a count out victory.
Do you think
But
the House of Black is winning too?
I think somehow House, what's it called? Retains the title.
Retains.
I'll say.
He's a Julia Hart stan.
I
Of
know.
course he's gonna say House of Black. That's his
Wherever
ropes.
So
That's his
you're saying
rope.
some kind of screwy ending though? Wolf?
Yeah, like count out victory.
I can see that. I can see
I
that.
I I
Unless they
have I
do
have two
what's it
things I
called?
want to
Open
say.
house, then it's gonna be harder. But
I have two things I
Keep them
want to
both
say.
strong. I can see
Let
that.
Dylan talk. Let Dylan talk.
Okay.
No. Go ahead. I'm bullshitting over everybody.
I was done.
Oh, okay. Could we get a Juice Robertson impression at all in when the match comes on? Because hearing your Juice Robertson impression on the podcast was very enlightening. And I haven't heard you say anything in Juice Robertson's voice until that time. And I tell you now, I need to see it live. You know what I mean? Like I need to see it live. So
Right.
I'm asking as a favor.
Yeah.
Come Sunday,
I
and
can
you
do
don't
that.
have to do it for the whole show. Just when Juice comes out.
I
If
can do
you
that.
can hit us with a Juice Robertson impression, would be great.
All right.
Yeah, if you don't want to do it, totally understandable.
I can do
But
it.
I just remembered that, and I was like, I gotta ask. But the other thing I wanted to
shooting with Ricky Starks, and he would say Ricky's name in the Juice Robinson voice. So it was so good.
Yes, that's what I'm excited to hear on Sunday. Is that? But the other thing I wanted to ask everybody is after this unfortunate episode that we all had to do, were there? I mean, we kind of already talked about what we would have changed for the show, on how we would have presented the show. But is there anything maybe we should have seen that we've seen in the past with other tributes? Like with Eddie, we got a lot of wrestlers having those intimate one-on-one moment videos that they showcase throughout. Same with Benoit. And I wonder if maybe Braun or Redbeard should have said and or did something.
I feel like I think it would have been a cool moment if they like confirmed like signing Rowan back, and just like some like they like Rowan is like back, and like I don't know, maybe Uncle Howdy and then Rowan is back.
We didn't get no Uncle Howdy either tonight.
No Uncle Howdy. Well, yeah, I figured Bo.
Yeah, well, Bo's probably devastated, so I don't blame him or fault him for that.
The thing is, regarding, I mean the what's it called? Those moments where they had those one-on-ones with like Eddie, like I was surprised honestly because there were people like even people that like I would never expect to be like touched by Eddie's death. Like when I saw Eddie's like tribute episode, and then I saw Triple H, like Triple H's like solo like segment thing.
Yeah.
And like he was crying even. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I'll never forget
Because
that.
at that time, I
Batista.
never thought Triple H would ever cry, and he
Yeah.
cried for Eddie. I was like, oh wow, this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they should not have put up all the tweets that they put up of people responding and commenting on his death and put video footage of people talking instead.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah,
lot of the tweets weren't up there long enough for you to actually be able to read them. And like I
Yeah.
kind of understand that that's easier than getting video comments from everyone, but I feel like they would have meant more if you saw someone and heard them speaking.
I mean, we
I
had
thought.
we had Alexa Bliss do a video
Mhm.
on the internet. We had Seth
Yeah.
Miro.
And so, I mean, like, using those would have been better than using the tweets, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like they got to get more people's thoughts because they used the tweets, because they had them up for such a short period of time. But I think it would have meant more and been more effective to have audio.
Yeah. Asa, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I agree with what Kay said. Like I said, I think tonight it should have been an opening match with two hot cruiserweights. It should have been a lot of interviews with wrestlers about what Bray Wyatt or Terry Funk meant to them.
Yeah, like Cody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it should have been a closing match with maybe LA Knight versus Uncle Howdy, and anybody could have been Uncle Howdy because it's been portrayed by different wrestlers, I believe. So,
yep.
So you could have gotten anybody to play Uncle Howdy almost.
Yeah.
I was surprised Randy Orton wasn't there. I expected him to be there.
Really?
Well, he was.
Yeah, I did too.
Bray's like big.
I mean, maybe we just didn't see him
title.
on camera.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like in the crowd and we just couldn't see him on camera.
Or a video package. Yeah, I mean, again, like, listen, I understand
Maybe it was
everyone
like
bought
Alexa
tickets to see wrestling this evening, and maybe we're the only ones that are in the other side of this conversation. But
even Rampage started with in memory Wyndham Rotunda graphic.
But
like card subject to change, and that's the thing. It's got to change, and that's all they should have done is do the bare minimum: an opener and a closer.
I don't think anybody would have complained. I mean, I think the fans. If I was a fan and I bought tickets to Friday Night SmackDown, and then this unfortunate news happened, and then this is how they did the show instead, I wouldn't be sitting there tweeting like, "How dare they not give us X amount of matches and segments like they promised?" I would have been like, "Thank you, WWE, for shedding light on Bray and Terry Funk and making this episode and moment about them and letting their lights continue to shine even after they're not here anymore." That would have been my tweet, not being like, "Oh, well, I wish I still got the Jimmy segment, and what was this bullshit with this and that." It's just like Asa said, if they did even an opener and a closer, even in a Bray Wyatt-esque opener and a Terry Funk-esque closer match, great. They had people like Cody come out and talk about Bray, have videos of Alexa and of Redbeard and Braun in the audio, in the crowd talking about Bray. Terry Funk fans, Mick Foley. Like I'm shocked Mick Foley didn't come and say something about Terry Funk.
Right.
Even a video of him saying something about Terry Funk would have been fine, because
exactly what I would have done. Open it up with Rey Mysterio versus Butch. Have Eric Redbeard come in and destroy both of them, make it a no contest. The crowd would go wild. Have comments on Bray Wyatt for a while. Have Mick Foley come in and talk about Terry Funk. Have Cody talk about Terry Funk in the middle. have more comments about Bray Wyatt, have the main event, LA Knight versus Uncle Howdy, blow the lantern out, go home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That would have been an amazing show.
Yeah.
And I would have been, and let Bo or someone be that Uncle Howdy to blow the lantern out, and that's that. That's how you end the show. Yeah. Again, maybe we're in the wrong. Maybe we're in the wrong for even saying things like this. But to be honest, as a fan who has unfortunately been watching these sad tribute episodes of young wrestlers dying early, like Eddie, like Benoit, like a lot of others that have come and passed before us, Test, even Owen Hart, even, and the list goes on.
Texas Tornado.
Yeah, like something of more packages, not these tweets. Like, I understand we're in this new era of content and creation and social
And like
media, but
everyone's more connected than like they were in like the in 20 years ago. Like
yeah,
when Eddie died, like then like the internet wasn't like this
it's crazy to say. It's been
connected.
like almost 20 years since Eddie's passing.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's crazy to say that.
Yeah.
And it still hits. Like, it still hits a lot of us as hard as it did day one. And, to Wolf's point, like, yeah, we're not as so disconnected as we are connected now currently due to social media and stuff. But that still should be another reason to have these video vignettes of superstars, of athletes that have worked with Bray Wyatt, that have been in the presence of Terry Funk. Like, Ric Flair should have had a video talking about Terry Funk. Hogan should have had a video of Terry Funk. Vince McMahon should have even said something about Terry Funk.
I think I think there might have been something from Hogan. I know there was one for what's his name? Austin.
Yeah, Austin. Austin was the only real legend that said anything, and
I thought there was more.
And nothing else.
There was a tweet from Flair that they said.
Yeah, Flair said a tweet. That's cute. But, like, he's had a lot of memorable matches with Terry Funk.
Yeah.
20 plus years he's worked with Terry Funk. Mind you, not only did he work in the ring with Terry Funk, but outside the ring in creative decisions with Terry Funk. Terry Funk was
in a video. I just meant that they showed a tweet from him on.
No, they did. That's all they showed.
I tell you one,
Terry Funk didn't say anything.
Yeah, if we're talking about Terry Funk matches, there's a hardcore. Well, if we're going to talk about hardcore matches, there's a match, Terry Funk versus Jerry Lawler in an empty arena.
Yep.
Should have put that on.
Yeah. Jerry Lawler should have said something. To me, like, if a wrestler that I knew or was friends with or worked with, I would want to say something. As hard as it may be, but to shed light on this sad day and to show how that person impacted my life, not in just a professional aspect, but in a human aspect. Like, seeing Booker T be upset on his podcast was great, but he could have said something tonight. I don't know. And again, maybe I'm being the bad guy here, but to be honest, like, I loved what they did. I'm happy with what they did. Again, I think there should have been a lot less matches. I think there should have been more of a tribute to both of these legends. Terry Funk is not only a professional wrestler and creative mind in the writing aspect, but Bray and what he's brought to the business and everything too. So, I give it a 3 out of 5. If I have to rate the show, I don't even want to really rate the show, but if I had to, I'd say maybe 3 out of 5, only because I wish we got a little bit more of a tribute to both of these legends that truly deserved it for their, inventive ideas and nuances that have captivated multiple generations. I mean, people now even watch Terry Funk original matches and go, whoa, that's crazy. Like, I remember a video of him and Dusty Rhodes tag teaming together and Terry giving his father's Rolex watch to Dusty Rhodes as a sign of, like, listen, I'm going to be your partner, and to show you that I mean this, I'm going to give you my father's only Rolex as a token of solidarity to show you that, hey, listen, like, I want to be your partner for this tag team match against people of of the Horsemen and stuff. So, again, it's sad, but I am going to let everyone go. It's been a very sad day. I think everyone needs a nice not to be talking about this anymore. We've done enough of that for the past 2 hours. Besides the past 2 days now, knowing this news. But we are going to be coming back to everybody here live on tomorrow for AEW Collision, as well as All In on Sunday at 11:30 Eastern Time on Sunday. So very excited for all of that. But goodbye to everyone. Be well. Hopefully everyone is okay and is doing decent from today's episode. But it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. A lot of sadness, unfortunately, has taken over our hearts because of our unfortunate passing of Bray Wyatt and, Terry Funk. So be well. See everybody tomorrow. And that's